Other interesting political news, you have Nancy Pelosi lying about the Democratic primary, claiming that Kamala won when, no, actually not at all. No one voted for her. She was just wheeled in when they forced Biden out. I mean, again, this is, yeah, if you're a Biden fan, you should viscerally not agree and not be happy with the Democrat Party. It's very similar to, I think, to when, I mean, another big red flag, well, blue flag perhaps, was when Bernie Sanders won in terms of, I mean, back in the 2016 election with the primary, the people were voting for Bernie Sanders. But the super delegates overrode what the people wanted. They installed Hillary Clinton because they thought she had better odds of beating Donald Trump, which subsequently, no, she did not. She did not at all, thankfully. And yet, Bernie Sanders still sits for the DNC for some reason, though, I mean, they screwed him over. The people were voting for him, and yet, no, they just said, we know better. We're going to ignore what the people want. And when it comes to the last election, the people in the Democrat Party, they were voting for Biden. They wanted him to run again. Biden was very adamant. He wanted to run in all the interviews, all his statements. He said that. Of the few words I could understand, I did understand that. And yet, after the debate with Trump, where he crashed and burned, almost as bad as a Boeing airplane, but there's an instance where after that, all of a sudden, via a tweet, which we know he does not control, we've seen multiple times where KGP, or the White House Press Secretary, Green Jean-Pierre? Well, we have instances where she's tweeted in his vernacular, in his perspective, and yet it's her profile. So we know he ain't running his ex Twitter account, and yet he dropped out by a tweet. Which is why I don't think he wanted to. I think he was forced to. And a lot of people are saying, maybe Obama's pushing that. And then all of a sudden the media also said, we went from thinking Kamala is mediocre and terrible, and then the next day the mainstream media was saying Kamala's great, she's going to be an exceptional candidate. Now, this was brought to us thanks to Drew Hernandez on the good old X-Twitter, which he says, quote, Nancy Pelosi is just straight up lying now, claiming Democrats had an open primary after Joe Biden was pressured to step out of the race. She's claiming Kamala Harris won the open primary. Not a single person voted for Kamala Harris to be the 2024 nominee, which, yeah, fact check, true. And it's only about 22 seconds long, but, I was going to say, I apologize. I should put a visual warning that you're going to see Nancy Pelosi, and unfortunately, I don't think she's going to give us any stock tips, which, interesting how she's the most successful stock trader, even more successful than Warren Buffett. Almost as if she's controlling, manipulating the market or has insider data, but I partially digress.
You had reportedly said you wanted a sort of an open primary if Joe Biden stepped down. Did you change your mind because you saw all the excitement around Kamala Harris?
No, I didn't change my mind. We had an open primary and she won it. Nobody else got in the race because she was politically astute. And
she said she was politically. She said Kamala Harris is politically astute. No. I mean, look at the people in the Democrat Party. There are a lot better candidates that could. Just strategically, they should have put someone else. I mean, the big rumor is they had to choose her because that's where all the campaign funds were going, and they had so much money tied up in there already. So that's, in terms of why they have chose her, that's kind of the main speculation around that. But yeah, it wasn't a primary. They literally just installed her. And yeah, again, the people should be irate that the people who voted for Joe Biden, they should be irate that they pushed him aside. And another interesting thing, remember the mainstream media was MSNBC? The hours before the debate with Donald Trump, they said that was the sharpest and most articulate they'd ever seen Biden in his life. And then, yeah, after the debate, they go, oh yeah, he's got health problems, he got to drop out, he's terrible. Yeah. Now, it went pretty well. It got 8.7 million views as well as 39,000 likes. One of the first comments coming from Giannavi Mariolis saying, quote, lying is the only tool at the Democrats' disposal. Every one of them must be removed from a position of authority. Gave 1.6 thousand likes, which, yeah, number one way to do it is get out there and vote. Go to Hobby Lobby, get some nice cardstock, maybe a little poster board, and go to a rally, have peaceful protests, and let your political opinions be heard. Also, Drew Hernandez responding to that, saying, quote, all they do is lie, getting 814 likes. Also have Dominic Michael Trippi saying, quote, the level of deception is borderline criminal. Also, why is an 84-year-old still in Congress? Getting 5,000 likes, which, that's been an ongoing debate in terms of how old can you be to serve public office, and everyone ages differently. You have Warren Buffett's most successful stock trader in history, well, who didn't manipulate the market, and he's in his 90s. He's slowed down, you can tell by his speech, but he's still very articulate in making exceptional stock trading decisions. So I don't know how effective it would be to have that blanket rule in place. probably more often than not it would make sense. There is a limit in terms of you have to be a certain age to run. There is a certain thing you cannot run until you're a certain age. Like if you're 18, you cannot run for president. And I think in our lifetime, maybe we'll see some type of restriction. But yeah, 84 years old, I mean, as long as they're articulate, they're doing the job, there is that inherent risk that unfortunately they could pass away as time does. But yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that's going to be a big point of controversy in the next couple of years, or concerns? Will people push back? I mean, in general, I think there should be some limits. There really isn't in terms of public sector in that regard. You also have Drew Hernandez saying, "quote I'm sure she has several blackmail adult films in a vault somewhere to use against those who try to remove her from California." Getting 1.7 thousand likes. That'd be horrifying. Paul Zuzupa says, quite a lie, getting 50 likes. Notice says, quote, if all others accepted the lie which the party imposed, if all the records were the same tale, then the lie passed into history and became truth. George Orwell, 1984. Horrifying, but a brilliant quote from one of the best books in history, 1984. I think I've reread my copies more times than I can count. And then if you have kids at home, or if you have kids getting into reading, Animal Farm is a great alternative. Much more easier to digest in terms of the vernacular and the verbiage. And also, it's about half the size in terms of the page count. And so I'd say definitely, everyone should read that because it shows you how bad things get when you have big government. Barbara Essa says, quote, can we let Gavin know Speaker Pelosi is violating his new law against misinformation and anti-meme law committing election interference as well? Getting 400 likes, but we know law is only selectively applied these days. Jonathan Kriebel, it's the meme from Saturday Night, Chris Farley, SNL, where he's talking to David Spade or the other David. Or Drew Carey. Yeah, they look similar. It is David Spade, though. But he's turning instead of David Spade as Kamala Harris says, remember when you dropped... I can't do Chris Farley. Chris Farley's accent? No, I dare not attempt. He says, remember when you dropped out of the 2020 presidential race because you were polling at 1%? That was awesome. Getting 485 likes, which, yeah, that happened. Also have Billy Bob saying, how many votes did Comrade Harris get? 0. That means there's no election and there's no primary. She's lying. She's lying her vodka-soaked pants off right now. Getting 523 likes. Someone by the name of the Bald Libertarian saying, quote, here's a shot from the open primary. It's an AI-generated image of Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, and another gal I can't recognize. Yeah, looking quite horrifying. Getting 160 likes, though. Let's see, any contrarian statements thus far? Let's see. Let's see. Not seeing any. Austin says, liberals, do you really accept this? Getting 51 likes, which, not all of them, but many of them are all the mental ideology of vote blue no matter who. They really don't care who's on the ballot. They're going to vote party, which historically hasn't been doing too well, but yeah, that's their whole ideology. That's their religion. You also have Curtis Forster saying, quote, wait, Nancy told a lie? Shocker, but this is a pretty blatant attempt to rewrite history. The audience clapped is even more concerning. Getting 105 likes, which, yeah, a lot of sheeple out there. Let's see. Our comments comes from Robert Armstrong saying, quote, closed primary resulting in RFK Jr. joining Trump due to being snubbed repeatedly. A ridiculous lie, and the media won't even contradict Pelosi. So very sad, getting 79 likes, which, well, yeah, they just de facto work for her. When was the last time you actually saw them push back hard or question them? Really, never. Let's see here. Joe Schomburg says the primary between all the voices in her vodka-added brain, maybe. Getting 44 likes. Gal Golick says the language of Satan lies. Pelosi is demotic. Getting 42 likes. Let's see. David Scullion says liars. Says, quote, unless you voted for Kamala Harris in the primary, please refrain from calling Trump a threat to democracy. It makes you look super dumb. Getting 24 likes, which say what you want about Trump with the RNC. They certainly have their flaws, but the people did vote for Trump. And again, that got 24 likes. Let's see. So not too many contrarian statements at all here. And yeah, it's one of those instances where I wish more people read 1984. I really do, because again, rewriting history is never a good thing. And yeah, it's just a blatant lie. And again, the people voted for Biden. And yet after the debate, the party decided, oh yeah, we're gonna just push this guy out, regardless of what he wants or what the people were voting for. So it's quite concerning to say the least, not too surprising. And again, she's mean, she's pretty secure in her position in terms of her political path. Nancy Pelosi, I don't think she'll be voted out. Frankly, the people locally like her, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if does Gavin Newsom go after her for this election interference. I jest he obviously won't, but yeah, let me know. Are you surprised that they're trying to rewrite history to try to make Kamala Harris look more legitimate? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.